A Ferengi will do anything for profit.
I've waited my whole life for an opportunity like this.
He'll go to any lengths
It never hurts to suck up to the boss.
to get what he wants.
This is not about profit anymore, it's about love.
For the reward
That's a lot of land.
is always worth the risk.
Should have killed you back on that station.
Or is it?
You're a woman?
It's a female! Next time on Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
There's a bigger issue here. Just because a group of people belong to the Federation, it does not mean that they are saints. The trouble is Earth. On Earth, there is no poverty, no crime, no war. You look out the window of Starfleet headquarters and you see paradise. Well, it's easy to be a saint in paradise. Out there, all the problems haven't been solved yet. Out there are no saints, just people. Angry, scared, determined people who are going to do whatever it takes to survive.
What I want to know is, out of all the stories you told me, which ones were true and which ones weren't?
My dear doctor, they're all true.
Even the lies.
Especially the lies.
On behalf of the Bajoran government
And the Promenade Merchants Association.
I officially welcome you to Deep Space Nine.
Hello, everyone out there in podcast land. Welcome to Especially the Lies, a Deep Space Nine podcast, part of the Front Row Network and NPR Illinois Community Voices. We're a group of newbies watching Deep Space Nine for the very first time, and we're deep into season 2, well, kinda, and a group of folks who have watched all of Deep Space Nine at least once, twice, or maybe 500 times. I'm Scott, and with me is
Mike,
Jessi.
Emily.
Chris, the hater Prentice.
And Nicole.
and we are here today to discuss the Emmy-nominated episode, Rules of Acquisition.
excuse me?
What?
We'll get into it. We'll get into
Oh,
it.
God.
But before we get talking about Rules of Acquisition, a reminder to like, subscribe, follow. We have all our links in the show notes down below. If you're listening to our audio podcast, we do have a YouTube channel, which we are, until somebody does something really bad, we're having our video live on YouTube now, so go check that out. And then if you are watching on YouTube, we do have the audio podcast. Jessi's having thoughts.
It's only the third episode that we've done live.
I know.
Something crazy is absolutely going to happen. It's fine.
Just waiting for that moment, aren't we? And
Yes.
then also check out our social medias. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We're all on all of those. And if you can, please do leave us a review. We really do appreciate it. It helps the show grow. We did get another review in, another one from Australia over on Apple, which again, the link for the Apple review is down below. But this comes from Bella5x5. And so it begins. I love this group. Funny, inane, thought-provoking, and just plain out awesome. I've been listening to the podcast since grade 17. DS9 has been okay, but not nearly as much Vegemite in the sandwich as B5. But Scott, I'll believe you that it gets better only because you were 100% right about the B5 sandwich episode. I'd like to add the word sandwich more in this review, but cannot figure out how. But you guys rock, and thank you for the hours and hours of delicious content sandwich. Bella. Thanks, Bella.
That was
That's
cute.
so
Great.
thank you.
The sandwich episode is great. It is a good episode.
Really, I
But Scott
thought you-
also,
thought you guys were bigger on meat pies, but anyway.
oh my.
I
Scott
just know
also told
Vegemite
us
from the Men at Work song.
that episode or that season 5 of Babylon 5 wasn't the worst fucking season I've ever seen, and he lied. So Emily can back me up. Let's move on.
That being said, let's talk about Rules of Acquisition. Nicole,
Yes.
I believe you have a synopsis for us.
Yes. Grand Nagus Zek, the pervert himself, assigns Quark to initiate negotiations with a planet in the Gamma Quadrant. But Quark's new associate is not what he seems, and she wants to hit that.
The family program.
You're welcome.
Pronouns.
Nicole
Okay,
wanted
let's
them
go.
to smash.
I did not want to witness that, period.
I am
No.
sure Nicole was loving when they were rolling on the bed. I'm sure of it.
No, no.
Speaking of Nicole, let's go to our first impressions of our newbies.
Speaking
Nicole,
of rolling on the bed.
Yeah.
what's your first impressions on Rules of Acquisition, Nicole?
Well, this was quite the episode. I will say, you know how I kind of at the beginning was like, I hate Quark, I hate the Ferengis, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I officially like Quark now and I like the Ferengis. Like they've grown on me. He's grown on me. This was a fun episode.
Like a tumor.
Yes, like a fungus. But I thought of you, Scott. Because
What?
Very clever. Clean it up. Clean it up.
when Dax asked Quark, what do you want, your women naked and submissive? And he goes, I'd like you that way. And she goes, you wish. She goes, oh, I do. I really do. I was like, that is something Scott would totally say.
I thought you were talking about how Zek smacked everyone in the ass at least once.
Well, that too. That was also very like that's like old man Scott. That's probably not like Scott now, but like in 20 years, you'll definitely be that guy.
Thanks for giving me 20 years. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. But no, I thought this was a pretty fun episode. It was so funny because like Dax knew that like Pell, was it Pell?
Pell.
Was different. Yeah. Dax knew something was up with Pell. Like she called it and she figured it out. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And also her gambling skills were top notch, which was also pretty dope. But yeah, it was interesting watching Kira and Dax talk about the Ferengis too. She's like, if you just get past the fact that they just want money all the time, they're fun to be around. She's like, no, thank you. But the Negus and Kira thing was cracking me up. Like he was really trying hard, and she's like, hell no. Keep your crusty, hairy-eared ass away from me, sir. You know? But yeah, I thought this was a really fun episode. You know, the Dosai were interesting. They were very aggressive. But it was cool to kind of see them explore and go to the Gamma Quadrant to try to get this deal done. So that was kind of fun to see him go through the wormhole and have that awkward moment in the room. But yeah, overall, I actually really liked this episode. I thought it was kind of a funnier one. I felt like this was like a comic relief episode. We've had some kind of heavier ones here and there and maybe like more serious, but I felt like this was like fun from start to finish. And I feel like maybe that was intentional to kind of just like break it up and have a less serious episode that was more fun.
Chris, how about you?
Yeah, I thought it was a good episode too. The Title IX episode is what kept popping in my head when I was watching it. The Ferengi are wild though. Like your woman's got to be booty butt naked at the crib, can't do anything but domestic work. Like that's some wild shit. And then, you know, it was funny when I don't know if we'll get to that. I'm sure I won't say anything now. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good episode. The back and forth with Quark and Pell and Grand Nagus and Kira and the Grand Nagus and you know just the whole kind of situation. It was interesting. Like this was, I think, a step up from last week's episode. And you know, when from a creative or a writing perspective, I like stuff that's not so on the nose. You know, I felt like the theme or the message for this episode was a brick to the fucking face. But you know, it's a great message. It was a great theme. I just would have liked it better if they kind of would have, I don't know, you know, like it's like your slip is showing. Like from the very beginning, the plot was just, you know, all in your face, and there was no surprise. There was no kind of like nuance to the storytelling. It was just very blatant, very open and exposed. And so from a creative standpoint, I wish they would have kind of weaved it in better and, you know, massaged it a little bit more, but still really good episode.
And Jessi.
Yep. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get out of here. Okay. I've my lifetime goal of being a Ferengi woman was ruined today. Because I would never fucking cut it. Kind of like I couldn't be in prison because my mouth is too bad and I will get fought all the time. I just like this episode pissed me off, and you know it was gonna. And I know you're glad that I'm here because you know I have lots to say, and it just fucking drives me nuts. I just had this conversation with my best guy friend last night. Not about this episode, but it's funny that we had this episode or this talk because he didn't understand what capacity women make less than men. And I'm like, that's cute. And that's cute that you don't know that. Why would you have to? Because you're not a fucking woman. So yeah, this whole episode just made my little feelies tingle. And I also don't like, let me iterate, I hate fucking Quark's O face, and I don't want to see it anymore. So that was what I took from the first episode.
Just don't touch his lobes. It's fine.
Oh, God, it's so fucking gross. Anyway, okay. But that's the prude in me. Sorry.
The prude. Jessi, the prude. Yes.
Hey, you don't have to say it like that. Shit.
Okay, let's go over to our folks who have watched every episode of D Space Nine, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Not the folks, but the DS9 episodes.
Wow.
Mike, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for letting me back on the podcast. I'm sorry
You
for the
did your
things that I
moment of
said.
time and
Yeah, I had two white monsters, and it turned me into a third one. So
okay.
He changed his name to Kyle for a while.
yeah, yep.
Did
Sorry
I
about
miss
that.
something?
No.
What did you do? Okay.
We don't
This is a
talk
joke,
about
right?
Never
mom.
mind. I'm
Okay. Good
making
to talk
funnies.
to. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
No. Man, this episode, I remembered liking it better. I can only say that. It was fine. It was fun. I'm a big, fan of the Nagus showing up and doing his thing. And of course, it was a good Quark episode. But there were a lot of things about this that distracted me, like, really badly. I was not the biggest fan of the way that the plot was handled. Much like Chris said, we'll talk about that later. And the good Lord, the makeup. What was happening in the costume department on this day? That is all I can. It was distracting, like heavily distracting. So I don't know, man. This is like a very middling episode for me.
Michael Westmore took the week off. That's for sure. Emily.
I like this episode because I just think it's fun because, it's a bunch of Ferengi doing Ferengi things, and it's entertaining because they're Ferengi and not, politicians in this country. And I do like the dynamic between like Dax and Quark and her Tongo skills. I would love to actually know the rules of Tongo. Like, it comes up and they're playing it, but I would like some more in-depth explanations. And I was actually impressed that Kira didn't just punch the Nagus in the face, because she wanted to, and he deserved it. But I think it's fun. I always think the Ferengi episodes are fun.
Prentice.
Great episode. It was simply a funny episode with the Ferengi. My guy Zek is the epitome of a misogynist, and I thought it was hilarious. The interaction between him and Kira was priceless. I wanted him to have his hand broken by Kira. I thought that was great. Also, the interaction between Kira, Cisco, and Zek when they're negotiating. I thought the whole scene was well done. It's hilarious. I don't know how they didn't break down and laugh during the scenes with Zek, because the guy that plays him, he's a great actor. He's funny. Now, to Chris' point, does this episode hit on the top of your head with a brick? Absolutely. But is it a great Ferengi episode on Star Trek? Absolutely. It's a great episode, and it's great to see the cast of characters come together that played a Ferengi, because in the first season it was kind of a one-sided deal. You didn't get a chance to really know them, but now you see the actors fully fleshed out the characters. They're comfortable with one another. It was a funny episode. For me, it was a funny episode.
Yeah, I'm with Mike and Jessi, I guess. I know.
Hold the presses.
When we were talking about Melora, I said, at least it's just one hiccup. The next episode's a Ferengi episode, so we'll be fine. I was checking my watch on this episode so much because nothing goddamn happens. It is so slow. The jokes don't land. I love the Ferengi, but oh my god, I forgot how bad the first Ferengi episode was. It's not good. Yeah, it's just not. But that's just me. Okay, so let's talk about. I don't know. You guys want to talk about bad makeup first, or do you want to talk about what do you want to talk about?
I'll start on a high note here and say like the things about this episode that I do like are a lot of the character interactions, and I do think that there are a lot of like really nice little nuggets hidden throughout the episode. Like I loved the opening sequence between Zach coming in and having a negotiation, an impromptu negotiation with Cisco. I thought that was brilliant. Like that scene was fantastic. The way Cisco turned it around and immediately engaged him on Ferengi terms, like I've done this before. I know how to handle you guys, you know. And so that was great. And there were other scenes. There were other good scenes with like Rom and that and I think somebody else mentioned it earlier, but I really appreciate how they kind of I don't know what the right word is. The time when Dax is explaining to Kira about like no, like the Ferengi are actually a lot of fun. You just kind of like put down your biases and like open yourself up to them a little bit. Not your wallets, obviously, but like they can be a lot of fun once you just understand them for who they are. And I kind of appreciated that as a subtle message in the episode.
Chris.
Yeah, I think the thing for me was the whole like keep them barefoot, pregnant, and change of the stuff thing was just like that's all I kept thinking the whole time. I was like, this is great. Like it was so overt, you know, the misogyny and everything. I'm like, all right, it's kind of like in Spike Lee movies, how at the end there's always some kind of scene that just hits you right in the face with the theme of the whole fucking movie. And you're like, I got it. I spent 2 hours of you hammering this home. So that kind of, again, that kind of took me out of it. But at the same time, as people have been saying, the interaction between the characters was fun. I for real thought Kira was gonna just haul off in a two-piece Zek at some point. I mean, like every time Zek comes on screen, R. Kelly feeling on your booty should play. Like that's his entrance music because he was just grabbing ass the whole entire episode. And I'm like, is somebody gonna check this guy? Nobody was checking him. I get he's the Grand Nagus, but I'm like, he
Most
was
women don't,
violating
by the way.
Kira. Yeah, no, I understand that, but
No,
I
I'm
wanted Kira. I
right.
wanted Kira to, because she was getting violated. I'm like, yo, you have the right to violate Zach. All up in his lobe, just a right hook, a left hook, one in each lobe.
No one wants to violate Zek's lobes. Nobody.
I'm talking about with a hook, just give him
Even
a
his
good...
manservant was like, no, I got nothing on that one. I'm good.
When Pell went to her room and did the reveal and took off her lobes, it made me think of the scene from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker when he was in the room with the chick and she took the wig off, the eyelashes off, the nails off, took her leg off, she took everything off. I was like, damn, is she just gonna keep disassembling? What's going on here? And she kind of did the bust out thing when she took her jacket off to accentuate that, she had some meat up there. I'm like, okay, all right, we got that. And then the scene where Rom goes and whispers to Quark that Pell's really a woman and he falls out. That took me to the Finkel Einhorn in Ace Ventura. And I picture Quark in the shower, like,
Okay, you've made all these references, but you haven't even talked about Sleepaway Camp. Come on.
These are just the things that were going through my head in this episode. Maybe that's why I thought it was a good episode, because I'm thinking of all these things, watching it, and it's making me laugh, and I'm enjoying myself. But these things in the episode, I thought were the highlights for me. So yeah, I don't know. Like again, from a creative writing standpoint, execution standpoint, not the biggest fan, but it had a lot of moments. I also thought it was interesting that Quark was like, when he thought that Pell was still a man and they were on the ship and Pell had kissed him and was trying to climb on top of him on the bed, he was like, no, that never happened. I'm like, that's how you're going to handle it. That's how we're dealing with this. We're just gonna say it never happened. Like that's the dedication that Quark has to Prophet. He was
Exactly.
willing to
Yeah.
just bury all that deep inside because he knew Pell was the ace in the hole when it came to getting this deal done.
Yep.
He's like, no, that never happened, man. We so cool. We're gonna close this deal. We're gonna become crazy rich, and we don't ever got to talk about the gay incident on Dorian or whatever the Dory's home planet is called. So yeah, those things were hilarious.
Nicole?
Yeah, I think it was just a lot of things that were just like over the top. And I also like was reminded of a bunch of random stuff too. And I thought that was fun. I mean, obviously, I don't like the whole misogynistic part, and I don't like the fact that the Negus is a pervert, but I do like the fact that fucking Quark turned it on his ass at the end when he was basically saying to Quark, "Oh, well, you're stupid," and da 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 da. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna tell everyone you got bamboozled by a woman." And then he basically uses his line on him and just totally fucking gets his ass. I'm like, "That's right, motherfucker." Like, I was like, "Get him, Quark, get him!" Like, but I don't know why I was so into that. But like, I was cracking up because like he totally just turned that shit right on the Negus, used his line on him, and I was like, now we just need Kira to kick him in his ears, and this would be like perfect, Then he would get got. But yeah, it was just there was a lot of funny interactions that were very like, yeah, over the top. Like, I feel like I didn't really take this episode seriously, and I think that's probably why it was so entertaining too. Like, I was just like, this is kind of a fluff episode. Um, and just like the crazy shit that happens and the shenanigans and the over the topness, it was just like, what am I watching? Like, it was just so absurd that I was just like, okay. But yeah, that when he turned that shit on the Negus at the end, I think that was probably one of my highlights.
Jessi?
Okay, so as per usual, I will be the Debbie Downer. This episode like strikes a nerve with me, and clearly, you know why. And I love, and this is not a dig at in Nicole or any other woman that like can watch it and enjoy just the episode. And I'm not mad that you did. I love that you did, but like it almost makes me happy that I know you've okay, so most women, like 80% of women by the age of 18 have been sexually harassed in some form, right? um I can rattle off fucking statistics all day long, but I'll save that for some of my other podcast. But like, so what irritates me is like I love that clearly Nicole has experienced, and I'm gonna use you as an example just because you just said it. Nicole has experienced sexual harassment, sexual, like even possibly sexual abuse. Like most women have some form or another.
Discrimination, sexual discrimination,
Yeah.
all of
Yes, like all like right. And like, but it makes me happy that you're in a happy enough place in your life to be able to watch it and like find the fun in it, right? Like, clearly I'm not. I'm probably just an angry bitch. And this is what everybody thinks about me. And this is why I fucking hated it. I hated how blatant it was because that's true. And like, over the top, it's not over the top. That's like what fucking happens. And like I straight up would have broke his fucking hand right then and there. And I'm going to tell you right now, I got real damn close when I was 18. A guy stuck his hand up my skirt at a club, and I had a hold of him before he knew what was going on. And looking back now, I should have done it, right? Like, probably would have gone to jail, but it probably would have been worth it. It just like irritates the shit out of me that men think that it is so like it's their right to be like this. And I guess what irritates me is there's still people that do this in 2025. And that's what pisses me off about it is like most men are not like this. Most men are not Ferengi men that say, oh my God, you can't work, you can't do this, you can't do that. Just be naked all the time. Fuck you. I'm not gonna be naked all the time. I'll be naked when I want to be naked. And when I don't want to be naked, I'm gonna put some fucking clothes on. Like, and there you have it. Hence why I would never be able to make it. They'd probably kill me because he threatened to put her into prison forever. And over what? Because she was outside the house with clothes on working. If it wasn't so fucking scary, it would have been funny to me. But like, I guess I have no sense of humor, and I can't find the fucking joy in it. And that's not a dig. I don't want like, please don't take that as a dig, Nicole, because like that's not has nothing to do with you. It's just like I wish that I was in a place that I could have found it entertaining, or like been able to overlook it to find the rest of it entertaining. Still irritates the shit out of me to this day because I constantly deal with men who hate women. And I get treated differently. By the way, somebody said I was an elementary school teacher on our Discord. That is not it. Please continue to guess what my actual profession is. And I will take them and I will answer honestly if you do find it out. But I'm not a middle school teacher. I deal with a lot of shitty people that don't fucking like women a lot of the time. So it's hard for me right now. Sorry. I'll get off my soapbox.
Nicole.
I was just gonna say, to be fair, I have hit my fair share of dudes in my life, and I
Well,
don't
and
give a
that's
fuck
I
how much
have
bigger they are than me. I have hit them, and I've
yes.
gotten in their faces. I fucking had to get torn out of Busch Stadium one time because I got in a dude's face and almost hit him. I was about to fight this guy. A good friend of all of ours was pulling me away, so I've been there. I had a boss tell me one time in an interview he didn't know if he was going to hire me because he didn't want too many broads working there. And not only did he hire me, but he promoted me, and I gave him
Right.
shit nonstop. And I do work in a profession that has been traditionally male dominated. So I've
Yeah.
had to work 3 times as hard as most people.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
definitely still am not getting the title recognition, and I'm still not getting the same pay that my male counterparts are. And I get it.
Right.
Like it's infuriating and it's frustrating.
Right.
And you see these examples of men thinking they could do whatever the fuck they want with women all the time. But at the
Yes.
same time, I can't let it get me down because I have to remember that like if I did, I wouldn't want to leave the house because I literally work
Well,
in a male dominated
yeah.
job. But
Yeah.
also, I know that if push comes to shove, I will claw motherfuckers' eyes out. So,
And
like,
it's not like it's not like the overly violent stuff, right? Like what gets me is the little microaggressions that I deal with on a regular basis. And I know that just because you're a woman, I know you've been through
yeah,
it. I have zero doubt. You know what I mean? Like you and I have never talked about it. Maybe we have and I forgot. But like you know what I mean? Like but
yeah.
it's the little microaggressions. The first time I met a person once, he said to me, I don't like the way you flipped your hair at me. I'm like, I was getting it out of
Fuck
my
you,
face.
bro.
Do you want me
Yeah,
to talk to you with my fucking hair in my face? And he's like,
yeah,
I just don't like your attitude. Well, it is so fucking wildly inappropriate for you to even discuss my attitude because I know you wouldn't say that to my male counterpart.
yeah.
I know that you see me as the weaker sex, but you also should understand that I am the one that you have to worry about in a situation like this. It is not my male counterpart because I have
Well,
had to work 17 times harder and been
yeah,
17 times more aggressive just to be taken seriously sometimes. And I'm not
yeah,
the one. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's not, I know that you don't probably day to day deal with like the straight out, hey, you're a woman, fuck you. But I know that like by pay and by just sheer like just by sheer people talking to you differently because they think you're stupid just because you have a vagina, that shit fucking sends me.
Yeah.
And
To be
I have
fair,
to go ahead.
to
Sorry.
be fair, guys that do that probably have small dicks. Let's be
I,
real. You
I
know,
they're
and
usually about 5 inches shorter than me,
yes,
and I can
and
fucking write a report every fucking time about it.
this is why I can bypass that. I'm just like, dude, you totally
Yeah.
are gonna go home and beat your wife because you have a small dick and you have a fucking small brain, and I could just like put them in their place. And also, a really great way I've learned to piss a man off if they're being inappropriate with you is talk about their mother. So when all else fails, I'll call out their mama, and they ain't gonna fucking say shit anymore. So
Oh
I.
fuck. Okay, well I would get assalted, and that's really not how I start my
Well,
day.
probably not for you, but yeah, like
But now
trust
I
me.
see why though, because
Yeah.
this I my hypothesis is now fully formed. You're five what, two?
Uh-huh.
You
Well,
don't
5'3".
often
I'm 5'3".
5'3",
Yeah.
sorry, 5'1.5". There's probably half in there
Yeah.
somewhere.
I
You're
have
very
shoes that
short.
are a
That's
half-inch big, so I'm 5'3".
but that's what it is. It's short when men can't stand when women are taller than them. You're probably
Yeah.
not running across 5 feet men, 5 foot men all the time, right?
No.
But I very regularly come across 5'7" men who are angry at the fucking world when they have to look up at me. So
Yeah.
now you know what? Now I will not be so mad when I see it because now I figured it out.
Yeah, I did date a guy who was shorter than me once. Believe
Oh,
that.
no. Okay, nope. I'm not hating on
Only by an inch, but still.
height challenged men. Okay, let's move on.
Chris.
Chris
He was
is 6'5", by
shorter
the
than
way.
you.
He
He
was
was.
literally an inch and a half shorter than me, yes.
That's
Don't ask
why
me what I
that's
was
why these
thinking.
guys, every one of these guys on this podcast are taller than 6 feet tall. And maybe Prentice. Prentice Howard. Dude, if you're 5'7", I'm gonna punch myself in the
No,
face
no,
right
no.
now.
6 feet. 6 feet.
You said
five,
what?
I knew
5'10".
Prentice was
6
tall.
feet, 6 feet.
Okay. But if you're 5'10", you look me straight in the eye. Like you're not challenged. Well, you might be.
Hey,
He's
hey,
afraid of
hey.
you.
Whoa.
I'm afraid of her because I know her. There's a difference. It has nothing to do with impressions. It has everything to do with knowledge.
Same height. She can just headbutt you.
Oh, you hurt your head that way. Hello, Chris. What would you like to say?
Yeah, I know. Chris, can we please talk about whatever you want to talk about, please?
So these conversations are always. I always appreciate these conversations because I have 4 daughters. So, I'm trying to prepare them for the world and things they're going to experience. And so the more conversations I have with people, with women, and they share their experiences and they expose me to what their experiences are like, it's very insightful. And the thing, it reminds me of a Dave Chappelle joke or a bit where he was talking about in his days how he had a gig uptown in the Bronx. And he, rode the train up there. It was for some drug dealer or something, and did the comedy show at the drug dealer's bar, lounge, whatever. After the show, the guy calls him into the back. He's like, oh shit, like, did I bomb? Is he gonna, is he gonna fuck me up? What's going on? And he's like, hey man, that was great. It was hilarious. He gives him a backpack and it had $10,000 in it. He's like, because that was his fee. He's like, yeah, you killed it, man. Here, here's your money, blah, blah, blah. It was all cash. And so he gets on the train to go, back downtown or towards downtown to wherever he was staying. So it was a good ways away. And the whole time on the train, he was, had this backpack filled with cash. And he was just like, oh my God, if anybody knew what I had in this backpack, it would be over, right? He's like, I'm riding this train and I'm thinking about it. And then he said, I had the thought, he's like, this must be not the same, but what it kind of feels like to be a woman. Like if you are out in the world, you have something that the vast majority of men want, and that a good person, well, I can't say a good percentage, but because I don't know the percentage, but a percentage of those men will go take that by force if they have to. That's a terrifying reality to live in. And he was like, if I would have went to that back room and the guy was like, hey man, you killed it. He's great. Here's your payment. And he gave me a backpack filled with pussy. He was like, I would have been like, fuck that, take that shit. The show was free. I'm not traveling across New York City with a backpack filled with pussy because if anybody finds out I got it, they're gonna kill me for it, right?
God damn.
So he's like, that's like hearing these stories, is it's like eye opening in that sense because you start to realize like your experience obviously is. I mean, I'm 6'6", it's completely different than what Jessi and Nicole, I'm sure Emily has experienced and my wife has experienced and stuff like that. Even to the point where many years ago, I was sexually harassed in the workplace. Now, obviously, completely different situation, right? She was, well, the first one was 5'4", maybe, Jersey, Italian chick, middle-aged, and she's bending over in my cubicle, showing me her thong, talking about, I bet you like it when I'm down on my knees, don't you? I'm like, yo,
Still
you're supposed
sexual
to,
harassment.
I
Doesn't
was
matter
like,
how tall she is.
you're supposed to be fixing my computer. What are we doing right now, right? And then I go over to the copy machine or to the printer in the copy machine, and I'm trying, it's the office space thing, right? You beep, beep, like, what the fuck? Why would you beep? Like, you're pressing the button, it just won't work. So she comes around the corner, she's like, what's up? I'm like, I don't know, it's not working. And she's like, try it again. So I, feed the paper in, I'm trying to press the copy button, and she's like, oh, I bet you have it from the back, don't you? And my manager, who was 2 cubicles away, popped up like a one of those
Prairie dog.
fucking meerkat or whatever, prairie dog, whatever, over the cubicle, like, what the fuck? And we're right outside the general counsel's office, and she says this out loud for everybody can hear. And I'm just like, yo, this chick is crazy. And another job, I had a chick tell me on the work floor, right? In front of there were people within earshot, but they weren't right there. She comes up to me, and I know she was on me, but she was like, I'll suck your dick like a Hoover back. You have no idea.
Holy
Right in the middle of the workplace. And I'm like, yo, like I'm not even feeling like, I wasn't even feeling her on top of that. So I'm like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here?
So we went outside.
We went to the back alley.
20 minutes later. All right, that was great talk. But no, I'm saying like, even though I've had these experiences, again, I'm in what I consider more a position of safety and power, right? Because they can say what they want, but getting what they want is completely different situation than if Jessi, Emily, Nicole, or any other woman was in those situations. Like if I'm saying that to a woman, that's like the things nightmares are made of, right? So this episode, to kind of bring it full circle, this episode, I think, even though it wasn't very executed very well, in my opinion, from a writing and creative standpoint, did shine a light on, again, what I think I already said was a very good theme, a good message. It's something that needs to be addressed. It's still being addressed today. I mean, we can talk on forever on the celebrities and cases that have come to light, the wild shit that people have been doing, whatever like that. But yeah,
Anybody buy baby oil lately?
I say, did he do that? Nah.
If I would have known, I would have I would have put stock in Johnson & Johnson just for the baby oil profits. That
Their
should have been
stock has gone down.
Well, rule of acquisition 286.
Okay.
If you know a celebrity
The
is
damn
having
train is
freak-offs-
coming off the rails and it's been off the rails for a bit. Emily, what do you got?
We spent 30 minutes talking about absolutely nothing. Like,
This is what we're good at, though.
right.
One of the reasons I actually like this episode is because you have all these misogynistic men who think they know fucking everything and they're so fucking smart. And did any of them catch that Pell was not a male? Not male. No. Dax was like, there's something different, but I don't know for sure. I've never met a Ferengi woman because they're all trapped on the planet. But like, they all think they're so much better than women, and here's one fooling fucking all of them. Like, someone outside of your group, like your species, is like pegging the difference. Like, hey, there's differences here, but like,
Yes,
your
she just said
own
pegging
are
the difference, Jessi.
yes,
Every fucking time, dude. I can't stop my head. Every time
Goddamn.
somebody said that word, I'm like,
But Dax didn't
like-
get it. Dax didn't get it. Dax just thought that Pell was attracted to Quark. Had nothing to do with female male, because when Pell said she was a female, Dax was completely flabbergasted. She had no idea.
But she was at least aware enough that like there was an attraction there, and whether or not she understood, like, and that also seemed to be something they were all missing. So that's kind of the part about this I enjoy, is you have these misogynist dumbasses thinking they know fucking everything, and they don't.
Mike, would you care to add?
I guess I was just going to take this a little bit different direction and say that what I kind of think is interesting is that if you take the big step back from this episode, this was written in, we'll say 1993, 92, early 90s, and it's clear that the writers are also aware that this kind of misogynistic behavior is wrong.
sure.
And I guess what I find interesting is the choice that they wrote into the episode to use this misogynistic behavior, but rather than taking it seriously, they used it as like the lever for all of the comedic action in the episode, right? And I really have no point to drill on that other than to say that I kind of wonder if TV today is any different. If the writing today has flipped the script on this or learned anything or changed in any way. I would argue that it probably has, but we probably just have different issues that are being made light of that shouldn't be, now versus 2 decades or 3 decades ago.
Jessi.
That's it.
Go ahead, Mike. Did you have something else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to bring up.
I like Emily's point because that was one of the things that really, like, I don't know, it stuck out with me because they're talking about this woman who's blowing everybody out of the water, and it literally straight up went to my office that I work at and the women people versus the men people that work there, and like all capable, but I sometimes wonder if people understand that there's very little difference between men and women when we're doing things, right? Like I get it that there's definitely different. I'm gonna get beat up by most 6 foot, 5, 300-pound men because they're just physically bigger than me. I'm not asking to go into like a genetics conversation about the differences between men and women. But like there's not a whole lot of jobs that men can do that women can't. There are some jobs that women absolutely can do that men can't, but we will leave that one alone. So it strikes me as very, oh, I wish it was more obvious to people watching it. Because I don't know how much people take from this. When they do see that it's so over the top, I think a lot of people that haven't experienced are like, it's just a show, but it's not just a show. And it irritates the shit out of me. But Chris, one thing to you, it's still sexual harassment, whether they like you're talking sexual harassment and sexual and rape, two totally different, or sexual abuse, are two totally different things. So you're still being sexually harassed regardless of whether you're a man or not. And that is exactly why men don't report it, because they feel like when they report it, they're weak, right? But while, what is it? I don't know the percentages, like 2% of men like living today have been actually raped. And those are the ones that have reported it, right? So that's not sexual harassment or anything like that. So don't think that because you're a man, it can't happen to you.
Well,
I mean, I knew the second she said it, the second I should say, because there's multiple said it, I was just like, my initial reaction was, this is crazy as fuck. Like, like, what are we doing here?
Right.
And then,
right.
then you think on it more, and it's like, yo, that's crazy, because if the role reversed, I'd be out of there. I'd be out of there so fast. So I totally get what you're saying. I think, again, though, I just don't ever, I guess in my mind, I don't ever want to equate my situation to a situation that you, Nicole, Emily, my wife, any other woman would go through or experience in that type of situation, because again, it's completely different for me. Like, if she was raging, it was like, I'm taking it. I want it and I'm taking it. I could put her ass down. Whereas if the situation was reversed, it's completely different. So maybe I think that's why in my mind I'm like, it's different because. But you think she's gonna take me out? Is that what you're saying?
No, me.
You think she's gonna put me
I
down?
I don't know. Maybe it's little ones you got to worry about. I no, but I'm thinking like you hope that you can protect yourself, but that doesn't play. That's not a factor with us, right? Because like you're talking about, you walk down the street, and I mean, legit doesn't matter. Like I always hear, so you hear the stories about walking down the street and seeing a black guy and crossing the street, or seeing a black guy and grabbing your purse. I cross the street, whether they're black, white, or whatever. I grab my, well, I don't grab my purse. I wear a backpack. So come on and try to take it if you'd like to. But like, it's a fear that you don't understand until you experience it. Cause it's very, and I don't know if the other two ladies have ever experienced, I'm sure they have. Men at night terrify me. And they could be the sweetest, most respectful people, and it doesn't matter. They scare me, and I am constantly on high fucking alert when there's a man behind me when I'm walking, like when I walk from work to the parking garage. I'm terrified, and it is what it is. But like, that's a normal thing. You just kind of get used to it, and it's not okay, but that's what it is.
So, Mike, you had talked about how maybe it was you that when this was written. Oh, there's my dog. Great. This was actually a pitch as a TNG episode. And I just wanted, for the people who've watched TNG, this was supposed to be Riker, who was hit on by a coworker and so forth and so on. So just think about that for a bit.
Oh, it's interesting you brought that up too.
Riker was going to be Quark.
The friendliest one on the Enterprise. Yeah.
Especially with chairs. He's very friendly with chairs.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say when Chris was talking about kind of the topic of reversing the scenario, males being sexually harassed, I was going to say that is something that I've also seen in being made light of in television and what was like the movie Horrible Bosses.
Oh yeah, big time.
So again, it's just an interesting. I don't know. I don't know what more to say about it besides it's obviously wrong, but it's like a time capsule. It's like looking back at this is where we were at as a society when this was made.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back over history, it hasn't been real great for women. I don't know. Like we're not.
No, really.
We're not winning that fucking.
I'm shocked.
Winning the what did we get? Fucking voting rights in 1922. Like. Till 1922, somebody thought that we weren't good enough to vote. And let's not go into Ooh, the year that other people got rights to vote. Because it's fucking nuts. But that's just what we're it makes it's an icky feeling to watch it on TV because what's happened to me, what's happened to Emily, what's happened to Nicole, we each have our very different experiences, I'm sure. And to points where I didn't even know it was sexual abuse until I got older. I thought I was hot shit when I was 15 and the 21-year-old liked me. No, sir, you're a fucking predator. And you know what I mean? It's the way that women are groomed from such a young fucking age. Half of us don't even know what's going on until somebody says, "Hey, you good?" You know what I mean? So it's an odd fucking concept, and it's an odd concept to watch, and it's an odd concept to fucking be. So it's just definitely weird.
Speaking of odd concepts, let's. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
I was gonna say, do you think if they would have, because again, my gripe with the episode was how they executed it, how creative direction and writing it out, I didn't think it was well done. Do you think there was a way that they could have had this episode and executed it differently, so when you got done watching it, you would have been you would have related to it and be like, that's a good episode. I'm glad they did that.
I thought, let's be clear, because I said earlier that I didn't like it. I did like the episode. And so whether the writing aspect, I think they did an excellent job making a point. Like Emily said, I called you Emmy. I love that. Making a point that that she is just as capable. They did a good job with it. I'm not mad about the episode. And so I guess in my first impressions, when I said I didn't like it, I don't like the behavior. The episode was really good. And I enjoyed it. And they continued to make that point over and over and over that I think the only thing they could have done differently is I'd like to have seen somebody got an ear ripped off or a fucking broken hand or some shit. Maybe cut both of their ears off so they can't use them anymore.
Yank some of that ear hair out.
Yicky.
So now we've delved into that. Let's talk about really bad makeup.
All right. Is there any role that Brian Thompson won't take?
Well, you've already said he's Shao Kahn.
I mean, yeah.
He also plays a Klingon, a Romulan, and another character in DS9. He plays a Klingon in TNG and a Romulan in Enterprise.
Correct.
That's Negus, right? That you're talking about?
No, we're talking about the big lipped red makeup guy.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Jack's Dory dude.
Yeah. Well, didn't he play Romulan in TNG? The episode with Deanna Troi?
He was a Klingon in Matters of Honor. I don't know.
Dude's
been in a lot of Star Trek. He was the Romulan commander in Enterprise season 3 or 4, one of the two.
I thought he was the guy where Deanna was kidnapped and she was turned into a Romulan. And I thought
that
was
fun episode.
Advising her. I thought that
I don't know.
So anyway, but yeah, he's been in a lot of episodes. That's right.
Yeah. Second Officer Clegg.
It only shows him in one episode of TNG that I'm seeing.
Okay.
Nicole, since you haven't watched TNG, talk about something else.
This might be a hot take, but I liked the Dosai's
because
makeup.
we do nothing about hot takes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I liked the Dosai's makeup. I thought it was cool.
Jessi, we need a Nicole is wrong sign.
Oh my. Okay.
it.
There is I'm always positive. I'm always happy, and there is just bullshit.
No, I thought the red and black was cool. I thought
they even
was
do
cool.
the makeup all the way down. They had open chests, and they stopped painting the red halfway down the chest.
He looked like he looked like he fell asleep on the beach.
Okay, but you know what? Nicole is not the only one, because remember I said this is an Emmy-nominated episode?
Oh, no.
See?
It was nominated for excellence in makeup.
Why?
Boom.
What, for the Zek's ear hair that they were
No, it was just the episode in general, because with the Emmys you have to present an episode, and they presented this episode for excellence in makeup. I think maybe it's the Packlids that were at the bar for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay, to be fair, I liked the female Dosai's makeup better than the guys. I just thought she looked cool. I don't know. I liked it.
I've got
Big
a bridge
clown
to sell
vibes.
you.
Yeah.
93 was a slow year.
I think we're in 95 now, 94.
This was
94.
November 7, 93.
93,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So 94 Emmys.
I do not get it.
You need a darker pen there, Jessi.
I can't see. What does that say?
Nicole is
allegedly wrong.
Hey, me and the Emmys agree on this, okay?
No, they didn't win. They got nominated. They did not
Still,
win.
they got nominated.
That's the difference. Okay.
I'm still with Prentice. I think it was a slow year.
It's better than Handlebar Face.
Rules of Acquisition is an Emmy-nominated episode.
Is it?
Chris say Handlebar Face was actually pretty better than the makeup.
No, man. The Dosai makeup was way better than Handlebar Face.
Don't do it, Prentice.
It looked like
Don't do it,
clown.
Prentice. I know what you're doing, and I don't like it.
Let's all talk about Rumpelstiltskin's makeup.
I know. That's exactly where you...
I've been calling them Dory this whole time. It's Dosai. Okay, thank you,
Dosai.
Nicole. I've been
okay.
calling
But
them.
I bet you why. I mean, in all jokingness, I bet you why it was nominated is because I think this is the episode where we see the most aliens.
Yeah.
The bar is full.
Mhm.
We have the Gamma Quadrant. Like I said, there was Packlids. There's a whole bunch of other races in there as well too.
And the Ferengi makeup with like the ears and everything.
Yeah.
And she even had like fake ears on fake ears.
Yeah.
So like
Fake ears on.
I was watching that with my wife, and she's like, what?
You have a good point about that, because Trek, it's probably not just Trek, it's any sci-fi show, but they're pretty famous for, like, if stuff is up close to the screen, they got to put a lot of time and effort into it to make it look good, and then they'll shortcut shit that sits way out in the background. And there are quite a few different aliens that make some up close appearances in this one. Even if they're not all the same, Zach and Pell are very different. And of course, you had Rom and Quark and the Dosai, which I would have put in the background. But anyway,
Yeah, I think Nicole. No offense to your terrible taste, but it's clear that they spent all the time on the Ferengi and like, oh crap, we have to do something else. Give me some red paint.
The Dosai look like they were people who went to Party City to do cosplay of the actual Dosai, what the actual Dosai should look like, right? Like the TV Joy official.
They were cosplaying.
Cosplay
Wow. That's what it looked like to me.
Cosplay Dosai.
I'm gonna show up one night looking like a Dosai and just to mess with all of you.
Timu died
Well,
with Dosai.
Michael Westmore did say he based the Dosai off of a tribe in Borneo in the South Seas. So he based it off of a facial paint of a tribe, which is fine.
yeah.
Completely get that. You could have done a little better job. Michael Westmore being one of the best makeup artists in history, he didn't do well this time.
and I'm assuming that some poor intern probably spent like 6 months bedazzling a skull cap to put on both of them.
But somebody
Like,
does
meticulously.
One at
Somebody
time.
does own Brian Thompson's costume because it was auctioned off after Paramount auctioned off all the Star Trek crap.
Did they
So
wash it
somebody
first?
has that costume.
Did they wash it?
This ball.
Come on,
ball
It's
sweat
just
still in it?
all red stained on top. And
Ew.
I think that really is the thing that upset me the most about this was the fact that they stopped painting them as you got farther down the chest. I'm like, it's an open chest. I can see that the chest is like normal human after you stop painting. What happened?
I was honestly sitting there like, so are they not actually red? And this is like a tribal thing or cultural
Yes.
thing? Like, what is happening right now? Well, anyway, joking aside, like I actually, Brian Thompson seems like he must be a pretty good sport for these things, or he just needs money. I don't know, but I'm generally
There's a paycheck, I'm
there's
there.
generally a certain
Just like
level
Snoop
of
Dogg.
there's generally a certain level of excitement that I feel whenever I see him in a movie, because I know it's going to be horrible but also great.
Okay, Prentice, I saw your face. Somebody asked why Snoop Dogg was at the inauguration, and somebody else said the check cleared. So there you go.
I totally agree. I thought the point was well said. That's all.
The one thing I do, I mean, as much as we're making fun of the Dosai, which I completely agree that Nicole is wrong, but what I do like about this episode is the writers have decided, okay, we set up this wormhole a season and a half ago, and we have an entirely new quadrant that has never been explored by any Trek show. Let's actually do something about that. And that's what they're doing here is they're saying, okay, we should probably go out there and start world building. So it's nice that they're starting to do that now. Part of that too is Voyager at this point is in pre-production or at least in the first kind of story breaks. And so they know Voyager is going to be going to the Gamma Quadrant. So they realize we probably should flesh out the Delta Quadrant just a little bit. And for those who have no idea what I'm talking about, Star Trek is usually done in the Alpha and Beta Quadrant. So
thank you for that, because I was so scared that wasn't the fucking Zeta come. I hate this shit. Sorry.
What else we got to talk about now that I've completely broken Jessi?
Let's talk about Rumpelstiltskin.
No,
let's not and say we didn't.
Let's just go round 5. Let's go.
I'm gonna make my own fucking episode. Fine.
Perhaps they still have the costume you can still auction.
I don't want somebody else's ball sweat. I'm good. I have my own.
Wow.
So just like Pell, you have a surprise for us, don't you?
I love that you guys assumed that I didn't. Thank you.
Finkel
I did like the fact.
I was just saying,
Finkel.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
A lot going on.
I gotta go take a
That's
shower.
beautiful.
Let's move.
You know
I
what
already
else
said
was
this one.
funny though?
Oh,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Scott.
Chris.
Sorry.
No,
Go
go for
ahead,
it. Go
Scott.
for it.
I was going to say, I thought something else that was funny was after Pell left and Quark was upset, he immediately went back to Dax and was trying to put honey potion in her ear and get up underneath her. It's like, rule of acquisition 286. The quickest way to get over love is to get up underneath somebody else.
Get over him as to get under somebody
That's also
else.
a Dua Lipa song, by the way.
She
He
stole
got
it
her
from Trek.
inspiration from Quark, yeah.
I mean, can you blame him though? Because look at her. She gets hotter every episode, and I don't even like women. So here we are.
That's what happens when you watch
that's the
sci-fi.
craziest
You
shit
get
I said all day.
confused.
We're doing all right.
No, that's not worth the
I
crazy
can't.
shit.
I can't wait until we hear what your feelings are in season 8.
Is there a season 8 of this?
Jesse's gonna go
No,
full
there's
on.
there's no season 8, Jessi. It's okay. You've only got 7 seasons of this show.
Oh, I thought. All right.
I only signed up for 7, so moving on.
I don't know. Will that be enough to get Jessi to change teams? I don't know. Stay
I'm
tuned.
about 1 episode away. We're good. Keep trying, Dax.
What is going on?
Again, everyone's all about the Dax. I was always the non-visitor Kira guy, so it's fine.
Listen, she's not bad to look at. She's just not, in my opinion. Are we going to interview her? Because I need to know what I'm allowed to say right now or not.
I'm
If we're gonna
trying.
I did this with Claudia, and I had talked mad shit.
Yeah, you look
about
like an
her.
ass.
Right. And like, she's a beautiful chick, beautiful guy. About called her a chick. I don't ever call people chicks. What? Fuck. I had her.
She's a hot dame.
Yeah, she's a beautiful dame, that Claudia.
Wow. Let it flow,
God
Jesse.
damn
Just let it all
Oh
come.
God.
Let it-
Can I pull them my grandpa card, my grandpa died card? Yes, I can. I'm doing that. You're being mean to me. My grandpa died.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I hope you all feel like shit. It's okay.
Anybody else have anything they want to talk about with this episode?
He really is dead. But
I don't think so.
We're talking about a dead
Jesus.
grandfather. What's happening?
I don't. Oh, goddamn.
my grandpa died last week.
Oh.
It's okay. I'll save my
Some-
feelings for later.
Prentice doesn't read the
Condolences.
Discord, apparently.
Excuse me, what?
Prentice doesn't
the
read
Discord.
anything. He just pops in on Sunday night and he's like, "What's up, bitches? I'm here." Like,
This is true.
I need
would
pizza.
love it.
What's up?
I would love it if he would actually do that.
What up, bitches? I'm here.
What up, bitches? I'm here and I'm ready to hate.
even Chris thinks you're a hater.
I just
You
wasn't
heard
doing much
it.
hating this.
Know me for
I've
30
known-
years. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
you know me.
I've known Prentice for 25 years now. He's been a hater for 25 years.
But I told you, it keeps me alive, keeps my teeth white.
But okay.
He's fueled
That's why
on
my
hate,
teeth
and
aren't
we
as
love
white
him
as they
for
need to
it.
be. I got it.
Fueled
I
on
will
hate and
say
popcorn.
that this is not, I don't care. So you can record this now. I guess you are.
It's recording, and I'm not going to edit it. So whatever you're going to say,
That's what I said.
Be careful.
What? I'm not. No, it's not bad. Wow, I like that you assume that it is. All right, moving on.
Well,
Chris and Prentice, you like I watched this last episode. You guys really are like dope ass. You're not gonna hear this again, so enjoy this while you get it. You guys really are like dope additions. I know. What? You guys are like dope additions to this podcast. You guys are like you fit in really well. And I really didn't want to like Chris, but he grew on me. So here we are.
Meanwhile, she's never said a nice
rash.
Never said a nice fucking thing to me.
Because you know why? Do you want me to get out my mic list?
Mike,
That's why Mike was gone for 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I cheerlead you enough, Mike, for everybody.
It's true. You are my number 1 fan.
You and the red face
and that includes my family.
You are an OG Babylon 5er, so you're not getting shit out of me, sir. Like get what you get.
I offered to take you to Rock Island to get you drunk, and you turned me
Yes,
down.
you did, with a cute puppy.
A cute puppy.
Should have taken him up on it. Scott said
That's
no.
on you. Offer stands
right.
to anyone else. Come on down.
I'm all for drunk puppies.
Or over. I don't know.
Hey, Jessi, your check's in the mail. Thank you.
Do they Uber out to fucking the middle of nowhere? Because I'm not sure how I get home at that point.
On that note, let's go ahead and wrap this up for our newbies.
We're
by
doing
asking
great.
if they have. Yeah, we're doing great. By asking if they have any lingering questions and predictions, because they have not watched anything past Rules of Acquisition. Oh, Jessi's going to be prepared. Here we go.
Get the notebook
She's got
out.
notes. Okay, so let's go to Jessi first because she's got her notes out. Jessi, do you have any questions or predictions? Okay, Nicole, do you have any questions or predictions?
Oh,
Yes, I do. So we've never seen a Ferengi woman before, right? Like this is
Correct.
the only
This is your
one.
first time.
So they don't have the big ears like the men do.
No, they have smaller lobes.
So how do they like get it on with the smaller lobes?
I don't think it matters to the Ferengi.
They don't care
got
about
it.
their.
That's what I
erogenous
figured.
zones.
Yeah.
They don't know
Okay.
where the ears are.
Yeah. Well, that's
They
true.
can't find
yeah.
them.
Yeah. Okay. So we've
They
never.
always
Okay.
fake it, Nicole. They always
Okay,
fake
I
it.
figured that. So that was the first Ferengi woman we've seen. Okay, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure. But that was really the only question I had because we'd never seen one before, right? That was
No,
the
we had
first and
not.
only. And that'll probably be the only one, I assume, right?
Holy fuck.
We'll
I
see.
hate you guys.
Okay.
Do they whisper things like BOGO 50 while they're doing it? And like
BOGO 50. Acquire, evade.
Oh my god.
Tango.
0% APR.
God damn.
BOGO
Jessi, what do
50
you
is a
have?
good deal.
Jessi.
I don't
Questions?
know, Scott. Okay, rule number 103. Sleep can interfere, ... Do we ever hear what the rest of that is? Can I look these bitches up? Can I Google the rules of acquisition so I can know?
No.
Just the ones you've heard.
But I
Okay, let
will
me go back
say
to my notes.
on the alpha memory alpha, which is where I go for a lot of my episode stuff, which you shouldn't go to. They do have the rules of acquisition listed, and for that one, for this episode, it has the ... So there you go.
Is there a legit reason besides you said so that I can't Google the rules of acquisition? Like, are they going to give away the show?
Well, they're not the rules of acquisition, but yeah.
What the fuck are they?
Acquisition. But you could accuse people
Okay.
of something. I don't know.
Of all the fucking shit that I say, you're gonna pick out a letter and have a problem.
Well, because you said the accusation. I didn't know what you were talking about.
I think I actually put the two words together because I'm pretty sure I was saying you say I don't know. Okay, moving. Can I look these
Do you
motherfuckers
acquiesce
up?
on this?
No, because it might give reference to certain episodes.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
There is a
Careful.
book out there, though.
I
There is
have
a
it. Nicole
published.
sent it to me. I need to find it's on my bookshelf somewhere.
This fucking podcast is horseshit because they keep talking about them, and they keep talking about them. I don't know what the fuck they are, and I have a brain that needs to know what the fuck they are.
Well, you're going to learn them as you go.
I'm angry.
The Ferengi Bible. That's all you need to know.
Nam yo ho rinke, nam yo ho.
Chris, questions,
I'm
predictions.
sighing right now.
Look, irregardless if it's acquisition or if it's accusation,
Irregardless.
My man.
I'm proud of
Your
you.
grammar is so amazing.
Goodbye.
Jessie
My
just turned her
God.
video off.
Yes,
Oh,
he ducked out. She ducked out on that one.
you're so articulate.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess the
You're
question I have
articulate. I like it.
is 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 Pell gonna spin the block? Is she gonna come back to DS9 to get her groove back? I mean, is this the last we're gonna see of Pell? Is a question I
God.
have. You know, what I thought was interesting too was what was highlighted is how much Dax really just doesn't feel Quark in that way at all. Like, because when she was sitting, when Dax was sitting down with Pell, and Pell was going, "Oh yeah, I love him. I'm so much blah blah blah." You know, some woman might have felt a certain kind of way about it, right? Like, well, you know, he tried to holler at me, right? Try to throw sauce in her game,
Wow.
try to throw salt in her
Haters.
game and shit, right? Be a hey, like Prentice, like that's something, you
Really
know, that.
white teeth. I'm sure they have. Yes.
But she was just like, okay, all right, you love Quark. That's what's up. Like she, you know, I thought that was funny though. She didn't show any kind of jealousy at all. So she, you know, really isn't feeling Quark in that sense. But yeah, is Pell gonna circle the block? Look, I feel like Quark is always getting super close to winning the lottery, and then some buffoonery happens, and then he's out of like instant wealth. Is he ever going to hit it big? Like, is he ever going to be able to cash in on a lottery ticket? Because I was thinking during the episode, if he gets this money, then what's his motivation to stay on DS9? Like,
More money.
why would he even stay? Like, so that kind of, I mean, that was something that kind of tipped the ending to me, like halfway through. Like, he's not going to have money because if he gets that money, he's not going to stick around. But yeah, I thought it was interesting, Scott, like you said, they kind of did more world building in this one. I want to see more world building going on. So that's another thing I'm kind of looking forward to, or I have questions about is what other world building elements are they going to introduce? Alien species, different worlds, cultures, and things like that. And I like how they expanded on the Ferengi culture too. So just some of the stuff I'm thinking about or looking forward to.
I have
Okay.
one more question. Hold
Yes.
on. Do we know what like are there gay Ferengis? Because I'm gonna tell you right
yeah,
now.
I think that was kind of, and I was going to mention this earlier, is I think that doesn't matter because no one batted an eye. I mean, Quark was a little awkward about it, but no one really batted an eye that Pell came on to Quark. It's the fact that Pell was hiding her gender.
So you'd rather him be a man than be, but no, not today.
I'm not saying
Satan.
that. I'm not saying
you.
that.
Not you. Not you.
But
not you.
Dax wasn't that way either. She was just shocked that she didn't catch on that she was a female.
So is there
she caught
no
on that she had the hots
homosexuality
for Quark
in this series at all? Are there no gay?
No, I'm saying it's not something that is people
There's
don't
no
care
title
about
for
it.
it. You either they.
Well, no,
some-
what I'm saying is it's just like, I mean, even now, I mean, 30 years ago, it was taboo to have two people of the same gender kissing.
Right.
And
That's
now
what
it's like it happens every 5 seconds. I mean, it's not that
Sure.
big a deal. So 300 years from now, no one bats an eye.
Oh, there are a lot of people wearing red hats that would disagree with you about.
Well, that's because they say Star Trek is woke. So sorry.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, maybe the Ferengi are like the samurai and the Spartans. You know, it wasn't uncommon or it wasn't unnatural for the samurai warriors on campaigns away from their women to have young squire boys and have relationships with them. It wasn't
The
uncommon for
Romans
Spartan
were all
men.
about it too.
The Romans were all about it. Spartan warriors, considered some of the greatest warriors in the history of the world, all had, relationships with other Spartan warriors and had young, apprentices who they also would initiate into the army or into their military force, who were said to also be in sexual relationships with them. It was even said that Spartan men, the night they married their women, would make their women shave their head and wrestle them as part of the initiation and the pre-coital activity before they actually, signify or solidify their bond. Like, this is stuff that people don't talk about, right? You'll see 300, but you don't know the historical fact behind it. There's a lot of historians who point to a lot of different, cultural texts and different things that have been passed through the generations that point to they were having these relationships. So, maybe the Ferengi were like that too. Maybe it didn't matter to them. Maybe it was just a part of their Prentice,
Well, now
Prentice, why are you looking?
I'm just
listening.
We've
Don't
gone so
judge
off
me.
the
We
rails with the
listen, we
rolling and
don't
the
judge.
wrestling.
no, but
just-
that's
But the whole
the
point of what I'm
question.
getting at though is Quark didn't even really have a problem with
Right.
the fact that Pell came onto him. It's just that he's like, that didn't happen. It's okay. It didn't happen. Let's just not talk about it. I don't think it had anything to do with homosexuality. I don't think it mattered.
I mean, if he was a man and he kissed another man, by our definition, that's what that is. I was asking, like, do they clearly, and that's, I think I got my answer. They don't have a definition for that. It's just like, it is what it is.
I don't, I'm sure that's what it's called, but I think it's just not, it's not culturally stigmatized. It just is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the
some
point
people-
I was trying to make.
And maybe the question was, are they all whatever sexual? We could call it a billion things, but I'll say bisexual because I'm born in the 80s. Like, I guess that was the question. Are they all bisexual? Are some of them only like, it doesn't, I want to punch myself in the face for asking the question.
I don't think their sexuality matters to anyone else but themselves. I think some folks are going to be straight, some folks are not, and no one seems to care because Star Trek is woke. Bite my ass, it's woke.
Right. And so this is a communication thing on my issue. I don't care if they care. Like, I don't care if anybody cares. I was wondering, do they do it? Right? Like,
No, but you asked if everyone is bisexual. I don't think everyone's banging everyone else.
And that was my question. Dumb.
I know Dax is banging everybody, but that's just Dax.
Right. But they're not calling her bisexual. Like, and that's fine. I don't care what other people call it. I guess I
You
was
don't
just
have to
wondering if
label
they
people, Jessi. I know you want to label people.
want to label any. I want to label myself gone right now is what I want to label myself. So. And with us has been.
On that note, we'll go ahead and let the newbies go for the week, and we'll come back for our spoiler section and discuss all of these wonderful questions and predictions that were given to us, and maybe also some other things that the newbies didn't pick up on in the episode that we'll talk about as well. Next week, we'll be back for Chris. You've been asking for an Odo episode, Chris. Necessary Evil is our next episode. So
Let's go.
I think you're going to have some thoughts. And a reminder to, again, join us on all our social medias. All the links are down below. Please hit like, subscribe, follow. If you're listening on the audio podcast, we are on YouTube and vice versa. And if you want to join our Patreon, you can get access to our Discord, which now, God, I can't believe I allowed this, but here we are. Emily has a smut channel, and Jessi has a conspiracies channel that you can only see if you join our Patreon at any level. And a big thank you
what
to
Jessi's real job is. And it's not a kindergarten teacher, third grade teacher, what the fuck they said. I'm not allowed around kids, but not like in the weird, like, can't be 500 feet within a school weird, like kids.
Well, I don't know why you just threw that out there.
Can we please just wrap this up, please?
No. You want to
God
talk
damn.
about that too?
Look
Does
at
everybody-
Jesse's channel, and I'll look at Jesse's channel, and I'll post some weird shit once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for that nightmare field, Mike.
You're right on.
Jesus. As I was going to say before Jessi ran a background check on herself.
I said it wasn't like that. It's just because I can't be trusted to be nice. I'm cussing at kids a lot.
Okay.
Moving on.
Thank you to our producers. They're listed down below, who are those on the Patreon who give us the largest donation every single month. We really do appreciate it. It helps offset the costs, which, believe it or not, are quite there's some costs for this show. So we appreciate it.
Mostly legal.
I was thinking more therapy, but yeah,
Right.
that too. Okay, so until next week when we talk Necessary Evil, and I have feelings that Chris and Jessi are going to have a conversation or two. I've been Scott, and with me has been
Mike.
And Jessi, who's not grabbing your children.
Emily.
Chris.
No lover of Rumpelstiltskin and Prentice.
And Nicole.
You
the
know,
lover of redheads, but faces, not hair.
we should do an episode where we just use our nicknames that people have called us.
I don't think any of mine are good. So
No.
it's fine.
Okay, mine was the twit, not the fucking
I was
child
told
grabber.
I was called
Wow.
illiterate on our Discord last week. So
I do want to say that if we get any more fucking reviews that talk shit about me, that we not hide them for 8 months and then just spring them on people. I want to hear them immediately so I can talk shit.
okay,
to
that's
fuckers.
fine. So if you would like to give Jessi a review, make sure it's a 5-star, and you can say whatever you want. And the link
I'll
for
read
the
it out
Apple
loud.
reviews is down below on the show notes. Okay,
All right.
newbies.
I'm going to bed.
Be
Bye.
gone.
So nice as always, kids.
She said kids again. Thank you for listening to Especially the Lies, a Deep Space Nine podcast. You can find all the places to listen to and watch this podcast by searching for Especially the Lies on your podcast app or on YouTube. We want to hear from you, so join the conversation at Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and leave a review where you are listening to or watching this podcast. Especially the Lies is not affiliated with, and the podcast has not been prepared, approved, or licensed by Paramount or any other owners of the Star Trek copyright. All clips included in this podcast are the intellectual property of the respected copyright holders. They are included here for purposes of review, and no infringement is intended.
Why have you brought me here? Show yourselves. What do you want?
The Cisco has returned to us.
He arrives with questions.
There are always questions.
Okay.
How I've missed this.
Welcome to the spoiler section, where we're going to discuss the 1 or 2 questions and predictions our folks had, and I guess sexuality in the 24th century, whatever. Emily, what do you got?
Oh my god. Brain pain. So Nicole asked if we're gonna meet more Ferengi women.
We're going to meet Moogie.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And that'll be a good time.
Rom and Quark's mother.
But no, I don't believe Pell ever comes back.
No, in beta canon, she becomes a partner of Liquidator Brunt, and she flies the shuttlecraft in the Dominion War.
Okay,
because everyone's in the Dominion War in beta canon.
Let's see. And then Chris asked, does Quark ever hit it big?
Sort of?
I mean, yeah, he gets some wins, but I think what we find out is that Chris is wrong in the fact that Quark would get the hell out of there. Quark enjoys being there. And
Yeah,
that's
he
what we kind of
likes it.
learn is he likes being at DS9. He likes the people. He likes the adventure. He pretends that he's all about profit, but it's more to him than that.
Yeah, it's a funny thing because as much as that's the thing you learn about Quark is as much as they make light of the fact that Ferengi are solely profit motivated, you do find out that Quark, there's more to Quark than simply profits, and so he ends up sticking around because he likes the people. He likes his
But-
place there.
Rom definitely wins big time.
Well, I was gonna say that too is you find out from, I don't know if it happened. Does it happen in DS9? I can't remember, but I know it
Yeah.
definitely does it. Okay.
Yep.
But I know by the time
Season 7, Rom will become Negus.
yes, by the time I was gonna say by the time Lower Decks comes around, because that's what I've watched more recently, is Rom is it's the Grand Negus. And I would
And he
that was
also
where
gets Lita.
yes, and that's where I was gonna say is I think in a way Quark does kind of hit it big because they make some references to Quark having franchises of Quarks all over
Mhm.
somewhere, the Beta Quadrant or Gamma Quadrant, whatever. But Yeah, so I think he does actually and ends up being somewhat successful in some business venture, but
Okay, and unrelated to any other questions, but since Jessi made a comment about being one episode away from maybe changing teams, I've determined it is more likely than not going to be season 2, episode 23 crossover.
ooh.
Oh, okay. I get what you're going for there. I thought you like had a question or something. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Prediction, a personal prediction.
I don't remember.
Yes.
I don't remember that
Regent Kira.
Oh,
That's what she's going for.
Mirror
Leather,
universe.
Leather
Got it.
Mama. All right. Yep. Got it.
Regent Kira. So, was that all the questions predictions?
Yeah, there wasn't much.
Yeah.
So, like I mentioned, I wasn't a big fan of this episode, even though I thought I was going to be. But the reason why this episode always sticks out to me is obviously we get the first name drop of the Dominion. And so let's talk about that for a bit.
Yeah, not just a name drop, but you actually do get a little bit of insight into the fact that they're kind of a big deal.
And they have a lot of control over that region.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of power.
So when this episode is being written, they decided that, again, they wanted to explore the Delta Quadrant or Gamma Quadrant more. And they decided that they needed a big bad. That they didn't have one for DS9, and they didn't have one in the Gamma Quadrant itself. So they said the name, but they had no idea what the Dominion was or what it would be at this point. It just got name dropped. Obviously, by the end of season 3, they will be full on the Dominion that we know and love. But this is just really them throwing something out there and seeing what sticks.
And I find it interesting that none of the newbies mentioned it.
Well, I mean, it's like every other thing, like the race 5245 last episode that no one brought up. It's the same thing. It's just dropped in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still,
well, and I was kind of wondering because Chris has seen season 3 of Picard, so I don't know if he was just shying away from it because he knows more than the rest, or.
I mean,
yeah, that's a good point, and maybe we need to have a talk with Chris about not sharing.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
but I'm even thinking. I'm thinking back to season 3 of Picard. I mean, they do mention that. I mean, it's a blink and you miss it. Odo is on a pad and says that he's a founder, and Worf says he's dealt with him before. But really, that's about it. I mean, all the connections are made because you know the backstory. So if you're watching that episode or those episodes and have no idea what's going on, it's just filler for world building. Basically, is all it is.
Do they really? I felt like they did mention the Dominion War though.
They did. I mean, but it was mentioned sparsely. They mentioned more so shapeshifters, and that is going to catch Chris's attention. But Dominion itself, that was not thrown in the mix. A lot in season 3. It was only the shapeshifters.
Yeah, and then Worf, like I said, Worf said that a friend of his dealt with the founders and was a founder or something like that, and that's really about it. That's it.
Okay.
So I think because we know what the Dominion is and we know that they play such an impactful piece, we, whenever that name pops up, it's like, oh, the Dominion. Okay, great. These guys have no clue.
Exactly.
Do we know?
And neither do the writers at this point.
Has Chris watched Discovery? Do we know?
I don't.
I think he said he's watched a couple of it, but not.
Okay, because the most recent season, which I have not seen, but I know that it deals with a Breen, and so I didn't know if there was maybe more spoilers.
Yeah, no, I mean the Breen are definitely in it, but it's not mentioned about the Dominion War or anything. Yeah, and man, Discovery is such a wow. It's a show. It is a show.
Well. That said, I guess I'm still a little bit surprised that somebody didn't pick up on kind of the importance of the Dominion, as it was kind of whispered about. Zek knew something about them already. It was kind of a plot point, but
Yeah, because he was trying to figure out who was like the controlling group in that
See, now,
quadrant for
I
their
wonder. This is what I wonder,
business
and this is
deals.
something. If somebody would have brought this up, I would have asked this during with the newbies. But did Zek actually care, or was Zek actually trying to figure out who the Dominion was, or did he just play along? Because Quark's like, "You knew this, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, of course I knew this. I'm the Nagus. I know everything." What did you learn? He never actually said anything that Quark didn't already tell him. So
true.
I'm wondering if Zek was even freaking oblivious to this or not. And he's just like, "Oh yeah, I knew about this."
Increasing the amount of like Tulaberry wine that they wanted to order. I was wondering if
Because
he's well, yeah,
he's greedy.
But it was such like a large increase, and it does leave some open-ended questions there about how much Zek really knew. They were absolutely trying to find a way in and figuring out who they needed to deal with, which Quark figured out.
Yeah, I
think
don't know.
Zek is too busy trying to get Kira to sit on his lap. That's
I
And
was
getting
gonna
his
say,
hair groomed.
honestly, what was hitting me was I was trying to remember if there was like a through plot line about Zek just going crazy because he's a fucking old. But
well, he does die, but then he comes back.
right. So I don't
Prentice
know.
is
I mean,
shaking his head.
I didn't read too much into it one way or the other. I assumed he probably did know something about the Dominion, but yeah, I mean, you raise a good point. Maybe he was just going with it. Who knows?
So, Scott, so I think he did know. Because at a certain point that he was talking to him, he did kind of let on, in my opinion, that, yeah, I did set that up so you can find out who's the go-to person within that organization. So I think he really did know. He wasn't just playing along.
And if he didn't know it was the Dominion specifically, he knew there was some controlling group that they needed to find to contact to start business deals.
And actually, Pell figures it out first. She's like, maybe it's a federation type organization or a trade organization. So she's the one that kind of connects the dots.
Because she's the one with the fucking brains.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was the one who was like, hey, Quark, like, you could be being set up for this. So if it fails, it's not on Zek.
Yeah, and I kind of wish we would have talked more about Pell. I think we got sidetracked on sexual harassment, which, okay. But, yeah, I kind of wish we would have talked more about Pell, but here we are.
I liked her. I think she was a likable character.
Prentice
she had
disagrees.
fake ears on her fake ears.
Who was the actress that played her? Has she been in anything else in Star Trek at all?
Not in Trek.
I just had it up and looked up it.
She doesn't have a long list of credits, unlike Brian Thompson, who's in literally everything.
He is in a lot of stuff. It was Helene Udy, I believe, was her name, and
Definitely
she's been
got some
in
dots above those letters.
Yeah, I mean, she's been in
Dr.
a lot
Quinn, Medicine Woman, 73 episodes.
She's been in a lot of stuff. She's done a lot of voice acting. It looks like.
So she knows Jane Seymour. That's all that matters.
Okay, all right.
Anything else, guys?
I don't believe so.
Not from mine.
Looking forward to next week.
Yeah, we get to find out that Odo is a Nazi sympathizer. This should be fun.
Ooh.
I mean, he works with Dukat on Terok Nor. This should be
Not
fun.
wrong.
I love this episode. I think it's a great backstory for both Odo and also for DS9 in general. And it's got Dukat again, which is great. And this should be a fun one. I haven't watched it in a very long time, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. Okay, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Again, reminder to like, subscribe, follow, click all the buttons, click all the links, all that good stuff. And we'll be back next week to discuss Necessary Evil. And until then, I have been Scott, and with me has been
Mike,
Emily,
Prentice.
And you can leave your comments, whatever you want to say. Give us a 5-star and then beat the crap out of us. That's fine. But the link for the Apple reviews are down below. So that really does help us grow, and we appreciate it. So do that, please. And if you don't want to give us a 5-star, bite me. You still wasted your 2 hours with us. Have a nice day.
Such a nice guy.
See you guys.
Good night.
Later.
All right, Morn. You know the rules. No sleeping on the promenade. Go home.